Hi folks, welcome to my humble off-grid homestead in the forest, and welcome to spring. Today is the first day of May and the snow is all but gone. In fact, I think by the end of today it might be all a memory. But with it though, and with spring here, some of you, like I used to, who have seasonal allergies, are having a rough time right now. I remember when I had a severe seasonal allergy years ago, but then I changed my diet, and that really helps. But in addition to that, we don't need to get into that. I mean, you know how I feel about the pharmaceuticals, the antihistamines and that, but you can also, they're nutraceuticals. I said I wouldn't get into that. I get passionate about that. But anyway, there are things that you can do to alleviate, and also help you get a much better rest, sleep at night, and less congestion and itchy eyes and all that, runny nose and all that. So seeing as I'm here exactly at this time of year, I don't go anywhere without these are safety glasses that I have. But my eyes are sensitive to light, sensitive to wind, sensitive to cold. But what we're forgetting is, you have, like, if a good example would be camels in the desert. You know how they have these long eyelashes? Well, that's because they have sandstorms and all that to protect their eyes. Well, songbirds are back. But so we also have the reason why we have our eyelashes, you're too far for me to see, is to protect us, to sort of filter the pollen, the little microscopic. Sometimes you can see the pollen in the air, it's just moved around. That happens about every 5-10 years when trees really, there's like a poof, either it's like the last hurrah, or before they kind of die, or there's a time of abundance and they're just releasing all these pollen. You can see white or yellow just in the air. It's like a soup of pollen. We don't really have that, or I've only seen that maybe once here. Once maybe. But behind me, I have this maple tree, and if you can see, it's got little red buds. They're like little rubies, red rubies, and they're beautiful. But when they open, they have like a husk, like a cover, and then sometimes like a poof, like a pollen release. But you can't really see them by putting these. First of all, obviously you have your eyelashes to stop some to begin with, but by putting glasses on, regardless of if you can see the pollen in the air or not, you actually have another layer of protection, and that really helps to reduce it coming towards you in your eyes, because your eyelashes can only help you so much. Another way is I know you're excited to hang your laundry outside, but if you can, resist the urge to at least not hang your sheets, your fitted sheets, or your sheets, whatever, flat sheets, and also your pillowcases, at least, and your towels, your face towels at the very least. These 3 items or 4 items you should never hang outside at this time of year, and also in the fall when there's hay fever, when the farmers are harvesting their hay, and then so by the process of collecting it and chopping it into bales or whatever, hay gets released, and then there's what's another? There's a ragweed at that time of year as well. So you don't want. What happens is that, same as when you have these glasses on, it's another layer of protection. If you don't do this, you're pretty much smothering your eyes into your pillowcase and also your sheets as you roll around at night. But the whole point is to not get your eyes and your nose exposed to these fine, super fine, maybe even microscopic pollen. So by hanging them inside, or however you dry them, other than having them outside, so they become like a big, gigantic filter. So they catch all these pollen. Then you come home, you go at night when you really need your rest, because maybe in the morning you couldn't help it and stuffy nose and all that, and then you really can't sleep. Another good way is, obviously you don't rub your eyes, because all you're doing is you're just forcing them into your eyes. But really there are many ways to avoid the pollen to begin with. The same thing goes for in the fall, when like I explained, when farmers are harvesting. I can't ask you to stay indoors because we've waited so long to be outdoors. So now, how am I going to say don't go out on particularly bad day? But there are apps, I guess, or maybe your news will tell you that there are days that are particularly, the pollen is particularly high, or high allergy days, and it could be windy days, because all this, whatever's that's in the air is traveling distances. So say where I am now, I'm in the forest, and there are many trees to filter and to stop the travel of pollen from wherever else to get here. Still, on particularly high windy days, there's only so much that the trees can do, that they can filter, so some get through. So if you can not go out or reduce your hours of being outside as much as you can, that's one way that you can avoid. Basically, what you're trying to do is anything that would irritate, get the pollen in your nose and in your eyes. That's what you want to avoid as much as you can. Wash your hands more often. And finally, one last tip. These are all what I've learned and what's helped me over the years. Take a shower. I know you don't want to. You want to take a shower in the morning before you go to work or whatever, school, but take a shower at night before you go to bed. Imagine, again, remember how I said you want to avoid smothering your nose and your eyes into your pillowcase and sheets. Same by not hanging them outside. Well, same thing happens to your hair. Your hair is also acts like a filter. So in the air, when I'm moving around, you can have a hat all you want, but unless your hat is like one of those Islamic ladies thing, burqas, or no headscarves or whatever, that completely covers your head, then parts of it are going to be exposed. So when you take a shower, even if I'm not asking you to shampoo your hair, I don't shampoo my hair. I only shampoo my hair once a week. But rinse yourself, rinse your hair well. So now you have clean hair, free of any pollen, clean pillowcase and bed sheets, and really a good night's rest is what you need for your. This is what you can do. In the morning when you're out and about, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. But at night in your bed, that's when you need your rest. Your cell can repair and regenerate. Well, that's if I wonder if I forgot something, but I usually do, but I can't think of anything now. I'm in my garden right now, and I'm seeing every day the new shoots are up higher and higher, getting bigger and bigger, and I love it because I just noticed the garlic that's popped up. I'm just covering it, pushing it back in. Oop, there's another one. That's not good. Garlic is something you plant. Ooh, another one. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to bother you with it. I'll shut the camera and then I'll do that. Get on with that, pushing them back into the soil. Well, folks, take good care. Get a good night's sleep. Don't forget. Bye for now.